So we were discussing putting political theory to practice, and we had discussed till here that how there are many layers of a meaning. Um, whether we talk about expanding the scope of democracy, whether we talk about freedom, equality, and everything. So political theorists clarify the meaning of political concepts such as equality, freedom, and by looking at how they are understood and used in ordinary language, they also debate and examine the diverse meanings and opinions in a systematic manner. When is equality of opportunity enough? When do people need special treatment? How far and how long should the special treatment be given? Should the poor children be given midday meals to encourage them to stay in schools? And the idea about midday meals is to, of course, it is nutrition and everything, and also that they come to school because at home maybe they do, because if you are hungry you won't be able to study no matter what, how much you try. And that is what we are saying, that the reason there were many objectives behind the coming up of midday meals in schools. These are some questions which they address. As you can see, these issues are eminently practical. They provide a guideline for framing public policies, how they are made. As in the case of equality, so also in the case of other concepts, political theorists engage with everyday opinions, debate possible meanings, and thrash out policy options. Freedom, citizenships, rights, development, justice, equality, nationalism, secularism are some of the concepts that we'll discuss in the following chapters. So now the question comes that why should we study political theory? You, me, why should we study? We may have political ideas, but we need to study political theory. Is it not more suited for politicians who practice politics? So why should we study? I mean, we're not going to be politicians. I think it is better that the politicians should study. Is it that you know? Or for bureaucrats who make policy, or I think even the baller, we'll say that, or even the bureaucrats, they should study political theory and everything because they have to make policy and even implement it in falana dhimkana. Or for those who teach political theory, for like right now I'm trying to give knowledge through this book to you. Should I study? Or lawyers or judges who interpret the institution and laws, or activists or generalists, who explores the exploitations, and who do demands like mass movements. We've seen the example of mass movements and demand new rights. Why do we high school students, class 11 students, gain by knowing the meaning of freedom and equality? What is it to do with you knowing the meaning of freedom and what it holds? First of all, political theory is relevant for all the above groups. Of course, all the groups that we've discussed so far, whether the politicians, bureaucrats, judges, lawyers, and activists, generals, generalists, sorry, they it is of course it is essential for everybody and relevant. But as a high school students, we may choose one of the above professions in future, and so indirectly it is relevant for us even now. And when you grow up, like after you complete your class 12 education and you graduate from school, you might opt for such professions, like you may want to become a lawyer or a politician. So that is why this knowledge is actually important for you at this stage of when you're a student of class 11. Do we learn mathematics? Although so do we not learn mathematics, although not of all us will become mathematicians or engineers? For example, we study maths from class as far as we remember, from birth, when we are born. The first we start by knowing countings 1 to 3, and then we move on to algebra, then we move on to learn trigonometry and so on. Not that we're going to be mathematicians, but it is going to make our life easy, our everyday life easy. So that's what they are talking about. Is it not because basic arithmetics is useful to life in general? That's what they are saying. The same. Secondly, we all are going to be citizens entitled to vote and decide other issues. To act responsibility is helpful to have a basic knowledge of the political ideas and institutions that shape the world we live in. You should know about how, Second is, of course, because you're citizens of some country, like right now you're of India, so you should have these political ideas in institutions, because know about this, because these are going to form our lives, these are going to impact our life. In the information society, it is crucial that we learn to be reasonable and informed if we are going to participate in gram sabhas or offer our views on the websites and polls. So because we are citizens, we have, remember, one person, one vote, one vote equal to one value, and we all are going to be part of the democratic setup and use our right. So it is important that you and me should know. If we simply express arbitrary preferences, we will not be able be very effective, because if you don't know on what, okay, so if you don't know how to judge something, how are you going to make better decisions? So that's what we are saying. If we don't know that, on what basis should we judge a politician, what work has we done and everything, we don't know about that, how are you going to choose the right leader for us? Okay, that's what's thing. But if we are thoughtful and mature, we can use the new media to discuss and express our common interest. Now, as citizens, we are a bit like audience in a music concert. We are not the main performers interpreting a song and melody, but we set the agenda and appreciate the output and put in the new requests. Have you noticed that musicians perform better when they know the audience is knowledgeable and appreciative? So also an educated and vigilant citizenry makes those who play politics more public spirited. It makes them conscious that whatever they're going to do, that is going to be judged by by their voters. Thirdly, when we talk about freedom, equality, secularism, they are not abstract issues in our lives. Okay, so these are very important, very useful, again and again remember. We daily encounter discrimination in various sorts of, in various sorts, in schools, families, colleges, shopping malls, and so on. We ourselves have prejudice against people who are different from us, be they of different caste, religion, or gender or class. We might unknowingly also have prejudice against others, social divisions, and in our prejudice based on social divisions, even if we don't know them, that we are prejudiced against about them. But even if we might not consider that we are, but in small small things we might be, if we feel oppressed, we wanted to readdress, and if that is delayed, we feel violent, violent revolution is justified. If you are privileged, we deny that there is any oppression, even as our maids and servants struggle for dignity. Sometimes we even feel that our servants deserve the treatment they get. But what political theory encourages us is to examine our ideas and feelings about political things. Just by looking at them more clearly, carefully, we become moderate in our ideas and feelings. We start to think about other things also. Life is not only about you and me or us doing good. It's more than that. Finally, now if you come to talk about as students, we enjoy debates and elocution competitions. We have opinions about what is right and wrong, just or unjust, but we do not know whether they are reasonable or not. Only when we argue with others, we realize the need to defend them and seek out reasons and arguments. Political theory exposes us to systematic thinking on just and equality, so that we can polish our opinions and argue an informed manner for the sake of common interest. Such skills of debating rationally and communicating effectively are likely to be great assets in the global information order. So, we're talking about debating, elocution competition. These are all fun, and but it is more fun if it is, of course, these are important at the school level. We as students, in our own whole entire life, we are students of life, and we need to have a systematic thinking on such issues of justice and equality if you want to be great assets to the world. That's it, we have done that. So we are supposed, in the last this video, okay, I forgot to, we had to start from this boxes we have to complete, and we'll be discussing, don't worry. Till then, let's finish the exercise. Which of the following statements are true about political theory? It discusses the idea that form the basis of political institutions. Yes. The ideas, it explains the relationship between different religions. No, that is not what it does. It explains the meaning of concepts like equality, freedom, and so on, secularism. Yes. It predicts the performance of political parties. No, false. It does not predict the uh, performance of. How can it predict? It's not. It doesn't see the future. Okay, we can just assess on that basis, but we cannot predict. Politics is more than what politicians do you agree with this statement? Give examples. True. That politics is more than what politicians do. uh, you might have seen this in everyday life also, small experiences that you might have seen politicians reacting this and that, and whatever the politicians do, enact in a way, in a policy or everything. They are just not there for self interest. Of course, self interest, they, it might be in fact that they are there in that position, but other than whatever the politicians do, whether they are part of the government or opposition, they do a lot. For example, whatever, if they're in the opposition, they their job to keep the government in on their toes. So, and express the opinion of the citizens that they have against any policy or framework that's come up. And it affects our everyday. Politicians affect our everyday life. When we talk about new policies or everything, what policies are made, how they are going to affect us, what decisions they make, they all are going to affect you and me and all the other common people. So vigilant citizens are a must for a successful working of a democratic democracy. Of course, vigilant citizens who know what is right and wrong, who know the political concepts, and they know the value of their vote and their right and their duty. It's important, and that's how democracy works. You cannot happen that you just make the government and then expect for a result. You have to equally participate. In what ways is the study of political theory useful for us? Identify four ways. So we've already seen, if for example, as citizens, as students, you'll be choosing professions. And then we talk about this, that these issues which are not, they are not abstract concepts, which is like freedom, equality, and secularism. They tend to express, they tend to examine our ideas and feelings. Then we talk about what future, um in future, what we might become, or choose a profession. It will help us then. And then, of course, as citizens, that it is our duty to act in a way so that this we take our country even further to better reaches heights. Do you think that a good or convincing argument can compel others to listen to you? Yes, if you are reasonable, if you are thoughtful, if you are meaningful, and if you use correct words, and how you express your feelings, your emotions, how you have clear concepts about something. Of course, people are going to be convinced by you, they're going to hear you out and everything. Do you think that studying political theory is like studying mathematics? Give reasons for your answer. Do you also do you think that studying political theory is like studying mathematics? Do you agree? Here I've written yes. I don't remember when, but mathem. See, wrong. It's not like when you study political theory is completely different from studying mathematics. You know why? Because when we talk about mathematics, for example, x into y is going to be xy, or this thing, or for example, 2 into 3 is equals to be 6, and nobody can change it. That is the answer, right? But for political theory, concepts like equality, freedom, that's FRW, okay, they have different meanings. Okay, they have different meanings, they have many layers, I'm sorry, I don't remember when, why, and when it was written. Yes. So they have different meanings, different layers, and you cannot go that only one thing is wrong and all the other things are right. That is not true for political theory, as compared to mathematics, in where we know that 2 into 3 is 6. Nobody can change it. So now we've completed this chapter, but we are still left with this box story, which is an argument between two characters of the book The Republic, which is written by the one of the students of Socrates. Um, who was considered as one of the wisest men, sorry, man of city of Athens, in the city of Athens. And he questioned the beliefs on society, religion, and politics. He was condemned to death because, by the rulers of Athens, because he tried to question all these concepts and everything. Okay, do you get it? So in this book, there's this discussion that's going on basically between two characters, one Socrates and other Cephalus, and let's see about it. Okay.